What if I told you that somewhere in another reality, there's a version of you who has already achieved everything you've ever wanted? And what if that version is trying to send you a message right now? Sounds crazy, right? But modern physics is revealing something mind-blowing about reality. Something that challenges everything we think we know about who we are and how the universe works. And here's the part no one talks about. The possibility that multiple versions of you exist across different dimensions is not just a theory. It might actually be happening. Think about it. Have you ever experienced a gut feeling so strong it felt like a warning or a guiding force? Déjà vu so intense it was as if you had already lived that moment before. Or maybe strange coincidences keep showing up in your life, like repeated numbers, symbols, or even dreams of a life that doesn't seem like yours, yet somehow feels familiar. These aren't random. They might be messages from a parallel version of yourself, trying to guide you toward a better path. In this video, we're going deep into the real signs that a parallel version of you is trying to reach out, and more. Importantly, how you can use this knowledge to shift into a reality where you align with your highest potential. We'll explore the strange ways these messages show up, how quantum physics supports this idea, and what you need to do to start recognizing and acting on them. What you're about to discover may change the way you see your own existence forever. So, if you're ready for a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about reality, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button, because we're about to dive into something truly mind-blowing. Let's get started. Quantum physics has shattered the old perception of reality, revealing that the universe is far more fluid and interconnected than we once believed. The concept of parallel realities suggests that multiple versions of ourselves exist simultaneously, each shaped by our choices, thoughts, and vibrational energy. Every decision we make branches out into new possibilities, creating alternate timelines where different versions of you experience different outcomes. This isn't just sci-fi. It's a concept backed by quantum mechanics, where particles exist in multiple states at once until observed. What if your consciousness could tap into those alternate versions of yourself? Think about moments when you felt like life could have gone another way, when a choice seemed to echo across time. What if those feelings weren't just imagination, but subtle messages from a parallel version of you? Some researchers in quantum consciousness suggest that our thoughts and energy frequencies might connect with these alternate selves. When you experience déjà vu or an unexplainable sense of familiarity with a situation, it could be a ripple effect from another reality, nudging you toward a different path. Perhaps in another timeline you already made the choice you're contemplating now. If everything is energy, as quantum physics suggests, then your thoughts and emotions play a critical role in shaping which version of reality you align with. High-frequency emotions like gratitude and love may connect you with versions of yourself that live in abundance and success. Meanwhile, low-vibrational states like fear or doubt could keep you tethered to a less fulfilling reality. By consciously elevating your energy, you might start noticing signs from a higher version of yourself, guiding you toward a better path. Consider the Mandela effect, when large groups of people remember events differently than historical records show. Some believe this phenomenon suggests that consciousness occasionally shifts between parallel realities. Could it be that you've already crossed into a different timeline without realizing it? Small details in your environment that feel slightly off might be clues that your reality has subtly changed. This raises the question, how often do we unknowingly move between dimensions, influenced by our choices and thoughts? The deeper you dive into quantum mechanics and the nature of reality, the more you realize that existence is far from linear. The key lies in awareness, understanding that every moment offers infinite possibilities. By recognizing this, you open yourself to receiving messages from parallel versions of yourself. But how do these messages actually manifest? That's where things get even more fascinating. Imagine every version of yourself existing across infinite dimensions, each one shaped by the choices you did or didn't make. While these versions may live in separate realities, they aren't isolated. They are all connected through consciousness, like different channels of the same broadcast. Just as radio stations exist on different frequencies, but share the same airwaves, your consciousness might be tuning in and out of these parallel versions without you even realizing it. This connection could explain sudden flashes of insight, powerful instincts, or even the feeling of being pulled toward a certain decision. Science may not fully explain this yet, but spiritual traditions have long hinted at it. Many mystics believe that what we call intuition is actually guidance from a higher, more experienced version of ourselves. Have you ever had a gut feeling so strong that ignoring it felt almost impossible? Perhaps that sensation wasn't just your subconscious at work. It could have been a message from a parallel self who already walked that path and knew where it would lead. The more in tune you become with your inner world, the easier it is to recognize these subtle signals. Some people report experiencing vivid dreams where they live entirely different lives, complete with new memories and emotions. Others describe moments of sudden personality shifts, as if they temporarily switched to another version of themselves. While skeptics might call this imagination, what if these moments were actually glimpses of alternate realities bleeding into this one? If consciousness isn't bound by time and space, then it's possible that you are constantly receiving input from parallel versions of yourself. The trick is learning to interpret those messages. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt an unexplainable connection, as if you had known them forever? Some theories suggest that relationships can span across parallel realities, meaning that certain people are meant to find each other in multiple timelines. The same goes for life, events. What if the goals and dreams you're drawn to are reflections of achievements already reached by a parallel self? Recognizing these connections can help you navigate your own reality with more confidence and purpose. This interconnectedness isn't just fascinating, it's deeply empowering. If parallel versions of yourself exist, then some of them have already figured out the challenges you're facing now. Learning to tap into their wisdom could be a game changer for your personal growth. But how do these messages actually come through? Well, there are some clear signs that a parallel version of you might already be reaching out. When a parallel version of you tries to send a message, it doesn't arrive as a direct voice in your head. Instead, it often appears in subtle ways, through feelings, symbols, or patterns that keep repeating. One of the most common signs is déjà vu, that eerie sensation of having lived a moment before. What if déjà vu isn't just a glitch in the brain, but a sign that another version of you has already experienced this situation? Maybe your parallel self is nudging you toward or away from a particular path based on what they've learned. Another major sign is meaningful coincidences, also known as synchronicities. Have you ever thought of something and then seen it everywhere? Maybe you keep noticing a specific number, phrase, or object at just the right moment. These aren't random. They might be markers left by another version of you, guiding you toward an important realization. If you've been questioning a life decision and suddenly keep seeing the same symbol or hearing the same advice from different sources, it might be a sign to pay attention. Vivid or lucid dreams are another powerful way messages from parallel realities can come through. Some people report dreams where they are living different lives with full awareness of another identity. Others experience recurring dreams that feel hyper-realistic, as if they are checking in on another version of themselves. If you wake up feeling deeply connected to a dream reality, consider journaling about it. Your subconscious might be showing you something valuable from another timeline. Have you ever felt an unexplainable shift in your personality or perspective? Maybe you wake up one day and suddenly have a strong urge to change careers, move to a new place, or pursue a passion you never cared about before. It might feel like a different version of you is influencing your choices, trying to align you with a better path. This can also manifest as sudden clarity, moments where you just know what to do even if it defies logic. Recognizing these signs is the first step, but the real magic happens when you learn how to interpret and act on them. The more you tune into these messages, the stronger the connection becomes. But if you want to amplify this communication, raising your vibrational frequency is key. If everything in the universe is energy, then your vibrational frequency determines the reality you align with. Think of it like a radio. Each station represents a different version of you, and your emotions, thoughts, and actions decide which one you're tuning into. A parallel version of yourself that's more successful, happier, or more enlightened already exists. The question is, are you vibrating at a frequency that allows you to connect with it? The good news is that you can shift your vibration intentionally, unlocking guidance from a more advanced version of yourself. One of the fastest ways to raise your frequency is through gratitude. When you focus on what you already have, rather than what you lack, your energy shifts instantly. This simple shift not only attracts more positive experiences, but also aligns you with a reality where things naturally work in your favor. A small but powerful practice is keeping a gratitude journal. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Over time, you may start noticing synchronicities and insights coming from a version of yourself that has already mastered this mindset. Mindfulness and meditation are also key tools for aligning with higher versions of yourself. When your mind is cluttered with worries and distractions, it's like static blocking the signal from a parallel self trying to guide you. Just 10 to 15 minutes of deep breathing, visualization, or silent reflection can clear the noise and strengthen your connection. Try visualizing a successful, confident version of yourself in another reality. Observe their habits, emotions, and decisions. The more vividly you imagine this, the easier it becomes to embody those traits in your own life. Another overlooked but powerful factor is the food you eat and the environment you surround yourself with. Everything carries energy, including the people you interact with and the things you consume. Highly processed artificial foods have a lower vibration, while fresh, whole foods help your body resonate at a higher frequency. Likewise, toxic relationships and negative influences can drag you into a lower vibrational state, keeping you disconnected from higher guidance. Pay attention to what drains or energizes you. It's all part of fine-tuning your alignment with better realities. As you raise your vibration, you'll start noticing shifts, stronger intuition, clearer decision-making, and an increased sense of flow in life. But one of the most powerful ways messages from parallel realities come through is in dreams. And if you know how to decode them, you might just uncover secrets your parallel self is trying to reveal. Dreams have long been considered mysterious, but what if they are more than just subconscious thoughts? Many spiritual traditions and even some scientists suggest that dreams might be a gateway to parallel realities, glimpses into the lives of alternate versions of yourself. Have you ever woken up from a dream feeling like it was more than just imagination? Perhaps you had memories that weren't yours, experienced emotions that didn't belong to this life, or saw places that don't exist here. These could be signs that you briefly tapped into another reality. One of the strongest indicators of interdimensional dreaming is recurring dreams of unfamiliar places. If you consistently dream about the same city, house, or landscape that doesn't exist in your current reality, it could be a place where another version of you resides. Some people even report learning new skills or speaking different languages in their dreams, only to wake up with knowledge they never consciously acquired. This suggests that consciousness might be capable of accessing information across different versions of itself. Lucid dreaming, where you become aware that you're dreaming and can control the experience, is another powerful method for exploring parallel realities. When you realize you're dreaming, try asking, "What version of me is this?" or "Can I meet another version of myself?" Some lucid dreamers report encountering alternate selves who offer advice or show them how their life could have been if they had made different choices. This practice can be developed through reality checks. Throughout the day, ask yourself, "Am I dreaming?" and check your surroundings. Eventually, this habit carries over into your dreams, allowing you to wake up within them. Even non-lucid dreams can carry messages. Pay attention to symbolism and emotions in your dreams. Often, they reflect guidance from a parallel self. If you dream of a specific event happening before it actually does in real life, this could be a memory from a version of you that has already experienced it. Dream journals are an essential tool for spotting patterns and decoding messages. Keep a notebook by your bed and write down whatever you remember upon waking. Over time, you may notice repeating themes or insights that apply directly to your waking life. Dreams are more than just random brain activity. They may be glimpses into the infinite possibilities of existence. If you pay attention, they can reveal paths you never considered and wisdom from versions of yourself who have already lived what you are about to experience. But what about waking moments when reality itself feels strange? When you suddenly feel like you don't quite belong, that's where things get even more interesting. Have you ever had moments where reality itself feels slightly off? Maybe you walk into a familiar place, but something about it feels different. Or you wake up one day and feel like a stranger in your own life, as if you've shifted into a version of reality that isn't quite yours. This unsettling sensation of being out of place could be more than just a passing mood. It might be a sign that you've crossed into a parallel reality, or that a version of yourself is influencing your experience. One common sign is the feeling of disconnection from your surroundings. You may look at your home, your job, or even the people in your life and feel an inexplicable sense of unfamiliarity. It's not that these things have physically changed, but rather that you have changed, or perhaps a parallel version of you has subtly merged with your consciousness. This can also manifest as sudden shifts in preferences, personality traits, or even memories that don't align perfectly with what you know to be true. Strong intuitive nudges are another clue. Have you ever felt an urgent pull towards something, a place, a person, or an idea, without any logical explanation? This could be a parallel self guiding you toward an experience that aligns with a reality where things unfold in your favor. On the flip side, sudden resistance to things that once felt comfortable might be a sign that you're out of sync with your current timeline and need to realign with a better version of yourself. Another strange but common experience is witnessing small glitches in reality, objects appearing in places they shouldn't be, time seeming to behave oddly, or even people around you acting slightly different than usual. Some believe these moments occur when our consciousness shifts between parallel versions of reality, causing temporary dissonance. This could explain why some people report waking up feeling like everything is off without any clear reason. Feeling out of place isn't necessarily negative. It's often a sign that you're on the edge of transformation. If you recognize these moments as signals rather than random confusion, you can use them to your advantage. But one of the clearest ways to confirm these shifts is through synchronicities and repeated symbols, patterns that suggest you're being guided toward a new path. Have you ever noticed a specific number, symbol, or phrase appearing over and over in your life? Maybe you keep seeing 11:11 on the clock, hearing the same song in unexpected places, or encountering the same word in different conversations. These aren't just coincidences, they are synchronicities, meaningful patterns that suggest reality is responding to your energy. When these signs appear, they might be messages from a parallel version of yourself, guiding you toward a particular path. One of the most well-known signs is repeating numbers, often called angel numbers. Numbers like 222, 333, or 777 are believed to carry vibrational messages. For example, seeing 555 repeatedly might indicate that a major change is coming, while 888 could be a sign of financial abundance. Some believe these patterns are placed in your path by a version of you that has already navigated a similar experience, nudging you in the right direction. If a number keeps appearing, take a moment to reflect on what you were thinking or doing. At that moment, it might reveal the message hidden within. Beyond numbers, objects and symbols can also act as signposts. Have you ever randomly found a feather, a coin, or a specific animal appearing in your life repeatedly? These symbols often hold personal meaning, acting as reminders or confirmations from the universe. Some believe that if you're on the verge of making a big decision and a particular symbol keeps showing up, it could be a way for your parallel self to communicate reassurance or warning. Keeping track of these signs in a journal can help you identify patterns and understand their significance. Even people can act as synchronistic messengers. Have you ever had a stranger give you exactly the advice you needed, or run into an old friend just as you were thinking about them? These encounters often feel orchestrated, as if something greater is at play. In some theories of parallel realities, these moments are seen as timeline nudges, where a version of you that already knows the outcome tries to steer you toward the best possible reality. The key is to remain open and receptive to these messages, rather than brushing them off as mere coincidences. Synchronicities are like breadcrumbs, leading you toward alignment with a more fulfilling reality. The more attention you pay to them, the more frequently they appear. But if you truly want to harness their power, you must take an active role in aligning your energy to manifest the reality you desire. If parallel versions of yourself already exist, then the key to accessing a better reality isn't about creating something new, it's about tuning yourself to the right frequency. Just like a radio, you receive the signal of whatever you're energetically aligned with. A version of you that's thriving, confident, and successful already exists. The question is, are you matching its vibration? The more you consciously align your energy, the easier it becomes to shift into a reality where things flow effortlessly in your favor. One of the most effective ways to do this is through meditation and visualization. By quieting the mind, you create space for insights from parallel versions of yourself to come through. Try this. Close your eyes and imagine a version of yourself who has already achieved what you desire. Observe their posture, their thoughts, their habits. What do they do differently? The more you visit this version of yourself in your mind, the more your energy begins to match theirs, until eventually your reality shifts to reflect it. Another crucial factor is conscious eating and movement. The foods you consume carry energy, and highly processed, low-vibration foods can weigh down your frequency. Fresh, natural foods fuel not just your body, but your mind, making it easier to tap into higher states of awareness. The same goes for movement. Yoga, dance, or even mindful walking can help you shift stagnant energy and realign with a more vibrant version of yourself. Pay attention to how your body feels after eating or exercising. It's a direct reflection of the frequency you're tuning into. Self-awareness and emotional mastery also play a huge role. Every time you react negatively to a situation, you reinforce alignment with a version of yourself that struggles. But when you consciously choose to respond with patience, gratitude, or confidence, you shift toward a reality where life unfolds with more ease. One simple practice is to catch yourself in moments of doubt or frustration and ask, how would the best version of me handle this? The more you embody that answer, the faster you merge with that timeline. Aligning your energy isn't about forcing change. It's about becoming the version of yourself that already lives in the reality you desire. And once you start making these shifts, something incredible happens. You begin to receive insights, solutions, and intuitive nudges that feel like knowledge from another life. But how do you take these insights and actually apply them to everyday life? That's where the real magic begins. Recognizing signs from parallel versions of yourself is fascinating, but what really matters is learning how to use that knowledge in your everyday life. These insights aren't just meant to be observed. They are meant to guide you toward a better reality. The more you apply what you receive, the more you integrate wisdom from alternate versions of yourself who have already figured out the challenges you're facing now. The key is learning to trust and act on the guidance you're receiving. One of the most powerful ways to implement parallel knowledge is decision-making through intuition. Have you ever had a gut feeling that turned out to be right? What if that wasn't just a lucky guess, but a direct message from a version of you that has already lived through the outcome? The next time you feel torn between choices, try quieting your mind and asking, which path feels lighter? Which one feels like resistance? Your parallel self may already know the answer. You just have to be open enough to hear it. Another practical tool is journaling and reflection. Writing down your thoughts, dreams, and synchronicities helps you track patterns over time. You may start noticing recurring themes or symbols that offer clues about the reality you are shifting into. A great practice is to write letters to your future self, the version of you who has already achieved what you desire. What advice would they give you? What steps did they take? Writing from this perspective can unlock powerful insights and reveal solutions you wouldn't have considered. Otherwise, altering small habits to shift your reality is another game changer. If you believe in parallel versions of yourself, then there is a version of you that already embodies the traits and success you seek. Start asking yourself, how does that version of me think? How do they spend their mornings? What kind of energy do they bring into a room? By making small shifts, waking up earlier, changing your posture, or adopting a new mindset, you begin to sync with that reality, pulling it closer to your own. The real secret to implementing parallel knowledge is consistency. The universe responds to energy, and the more consistently you align with the version of yourself you aspire to be, the faster your external world begins to shift. This isn't just about theory, it's about action. And now that you understand how to apply this knowledge, the only question left is, are you ready to step into the reality where your highest potential already exists? If there are infinite versions of you existing across different realities, then the version of you that has already unlocked success, happiness, or wisdom already exists. The signs, the synchronicities, the gut feelings, they're not random. They're messages. The question is, are you paying attention? Think about the moments when life seemed to be guiding you, when a coincidence felt too perfect to ignore, when a dream felt more real than reality, or when you had an intuitive, knowing that turned out to be right. What if these weren't just accidents? What if a parallel version of yourself was trying to steer you toward a better reality? Now that you know what to look for, the real challenge begins. What are you going to do with this knowledge? This isn't just about theory, it's about action. Start paying attention to the signs. Keep a journal of strange synchronicities. Practice tuning into your intuition, and most importantly, align yourself with the highest version of you. Because the more you do, the clearer these messages will become, and the faster your reality will begin to shift. So what do you think? Have you ever experienced a sign that felt like it was coming from another version of you? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to keep exploring topics like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Until next time, keep your mind open, because reality might be even stranger than you think.